Hey guys, Ryan here, and today I'm going to bring you two replays in the IKV 65, which is the Tier 6 Sweetest TD. Now it's been just under a week since I uploaded my last video, but my course finished on Friday, got my Chromebook, laptop in, and everything's going as planned. So with it being about a week since my last video, that's why I decided to bring you two replays. Now if you guys remember, the previous one was in the Tier 5 Sweetest TD, and I consider that thing the worst tank I've ever played at any tier. Currently. Bear in mind I haven't played every Tech Tree tank, I've still got a lot of grinding to do. But so far that tank was horrible. This thing, however, the Tier 6 IKV 65, I love this thing. I highly rate this vehicle, I think it's amazing. And what I want to say is, as a bit of an example of how long ago these replays were, and how far back I am on my replay log, this was a few months ago, and it was still during the event where you could earn the T92, the IS6, and the M60, where you had to do 3 battles a day with a minimum of 250 XP, which is basically the same as 3 battles a day, because even in a losing battle, it's actually harder not to get 250 base XP than it is to get it. But either way, this was like a 3:15 in the morning. I remembered, oh, I'm still awake and I haven't done my 3 battles yet. I'll go in and do them in the IKV 65. And I'm going to show you 2 of the battles. It's going to be the first one and the last one I played. I'm not going to show you the middle battle. Just because it wasn't very interesting. Although I was top tier on Pilsen and we did win, it just wasn't a particularly interesting game. This game, tier 8. On Kaunas, you see I've come to this bus to snipe, as TDs do. Usually not a position I use here, but because I'm in a TD that's kind of known for having its stealth and using a very nice gun. Now, this tank doesn't have high DPM, but what it does have is, on the upgraded gun, 180mm standard pen, which is amazing, and 230 heat pen. And on the stock gun, you get 150 standard pen, which is still really good on a tier 6 TD, and still 230 heat pen. And what that means is, stock or upgraded, in this tank, I don't mind fighting tier 8. KV4s, VK101Ps, IS3s, Defenders, all those things, I feel perfectly happy fighting against in this tank because of the awesome penetration it gets. We're going to use the premium food, looking at the Polish heavy tank. He's not looking at me though, so now I'm just going to do a bit of a farm here. What else does this vehicle have? It's got decent gun depression of 10 degrees, I believe. And the other thing is, it's not as fast as a Hellcat, but it's fast enough, as you may have seen when I was racing to position. So, the tank's fast, or mobile. I won't say it's fast. It's mobile, it's got good gun depression, it's got really nice penetration, it's got good accuracy. What else is there? It doesn't have a turret, but as I said, like, it turns left and right pretty quick. And what that just meant is the fact that whenever you find a tank that you don't mind fighting tier 8s in, that's always a good sign, because it means when the matchmaking does decide to dick you, it doesn't feel that bad. The other thing to mention in this game is there was no artillery, so that's something that's kind of important for this vehicle, because as with all Swedish TDs, this thing has fuck all armor, especially when it comes to getting hit by artillery. If you get hit by artillery, you're dead, basically. Now, it doesn't get spotted there. And what I want you to remember is I have not fired a single heat shell this game, I do not believe. So far. And now if you look at the map, the enemies are kind of closing in. They have a bit of an advantage now in terms of the number of vehicles. I was trying to stay away from being proxy spotted, and look at the map. I'm trying to decide which direction I need to deal with. But the other thing to bear in mind is when it comes to these TD positions, I'm not too sure the exact locations where I can get shots at places, because I very rarely use these locations. It's really only these Swedish TDs I've started using these kind of positions. Well, I'll say that. I used to be terrible at camping TDs. Like, genuinely terrible if I had no armor. I used to always play my TDs aggressive, hence why like E3 and Object 268 were kind of like my go-tos. And the Yazi, for example. But after we got the SU-130PM for free, and after Curtis gifted me the Scorpion, I realised I could actually play TDs with no armour. So if I just play these tanks like those, I should be fine. Now you see, I'm tier 6, and all these tanks are ignoring me. The Panther's ignoring me. getting a couple free shots in, and now start reversing. And I'm kind of getting whittled down here to be in my lonesome. And the thing is, being a TD, it doesn't have a lot of hit points. Being Swedish, it has even less. So it's been a matter of time here. I'm just going in and just trying to get one last shot in, which I successfully do, and then I die. So, gonna skip forward to the end of the game. And as I said, this was the first game of the evening of my 3 battles. Defender's still alive, but we are going to get capped out. And this game, not a crazy damage result, but bottom tier. Used my mobility to get the position, used the camo and the gun, just kept it doing its work. And I actually managed the second most damage in this game, I think just behind the defender on my team by less than 50 points. 2,529 damage, 35 assistance. It is a nice tank run of defeat. And me and the defender actually did more damage than anyone on the enemy team did. But they just worked better overall. So as I said, I'm going to skip the middle game. That was top tier on Pilsen. I did like 1,500 damage. Which isn't that good. And then the third game, we get Abbey. Now, I don't like Abbey. In fact, I despise it. So seeing this pop up wasn't ideal. The other part that wasn't ideal is that this game, like the first one, is also going to be a tier 8 game. Which, as I said, in this vehicle isn't too bad. Just have the pen to deal with it, but me and this map, we don't get along too well. Now, going off topic for a moment, I said I got a Chromebook. My new Chromebook arrived on Friday. I downloaded some video editing software on it called like KDEN Live or something. I can't remember what it's called. Opened it up, and then I had to close it again real quick because it looked very complicated and I had no idea what I was looking at. So I'm going to have to learn how to use that. It looks like it might even be a bit much for editing World of Tanks videos, if I'm honest. It might allow me to make a couple thumbnails and to do an intro, maybe, potentially, if I can figure out how to do that. But even if I don't use it so much for the World of Tanks videos, when my gaming PC arrives in a few months, I'll probably do some other video games as well, and do some other replays in games for you, or not replays, videos on other games that you guys can recommend to me. It looks like the editing software might be good for editing those kind of videos, if I'm honest. But like I said, it's going to take me a while. I'm going to have to like look up a whole bunch of tutorials and read about how to use the software, because I've genuinely no fucking idea. So I've got the editing software, now I just need to learn how to use it. So slow this game, pretty slow, sat in the bushes doing just Swedish TD things. Got a couple shots off, or a shot. And now there's an enemy trying to like be sneaky around the side of the map. I'm trying to wait for him. And if you look at the map, you'll see that the I don't quite know, it's a bit of a weird one because we've not had anyone go down the 1-2 line, which is rather interesting. You usually see some people go down there. And what we're going to see is I see the people on the 8-9 line, and as a result, coupled with the fact that we've got teammates in the middle, I'm going to run over to the middle because it's clear. And what that shows me is if there's some enemies on the 8-9 line, there's no enemies in the middle, and no one's been spotted on the 1-2 line, and there's going to be a few people coming down the 1-2 line towards our base, and I don't want to deal with that. The other thing was I thought by coming to the center I can cover the 8-9 line when they come through around the corner up there. Unfortunately they've moved through before I could get to position, which is a bit of a shame. Even as I'm speaking I can hear my voice dying as I'm trying to speak. That's not ideal. And you see again I'm trying to find the shots, get one in, starting to back up, and if you see the enemies are actually making a push towards our base. So now it's time to start farming, and it's like moments like these where you're really starting to wish you had more DPM. I said the gun's reliable, it pens a lot, and it's got good accuracy. In fact, you're going to see there is a defender over there. And I'm going to still have the AP loaded. I'm not going to load AP, not AP, sorry, I'm not going to load hate. And then we start climbing up towards our base, try to find the shots in. Another tier 8 tank. And that's the thing, I'm getting damage in the tier 8 vehicles here, and tier 7 vehicles. Vehicles higher tier than me, this is what you want. These trees offer me nice cover, and the Russian heavies have no view range. Couple of my nice camo. I mean, I'm actually able to get the shots in here without getting spotted. Now, SU-101 jumped in the cap circle. I did get spotted, so I'm going to duck in the cover. But I'm unspotted, jump back out. Now, I'm trying to spot people, but the thing about Swedish TDs is, because they've got the really nice camo, especially on the higher tier vehicles, they kind of get balanced out by getting quite low view range. To try and stop them from spotting for themselves. It'd be OP if you had the ridiculous camo with ridiculous view range. Now, look, still got standard rounds loaded, penning the front of a defender, 2 tiers higher than me, Russian heavy tanks. That's me. Now I've loaded the heat because we're kind of getting to risky parts of the game where we're starting to get capped out. I need to start making sure my shots pan. Now I did just see a shell get fired there, trying to hope our teammates could spot someone. And if I see, I'm going to start trying to fire blind shots. These are expensive blind shots, but another Russian heavy. I only crit damage him, but that's enough to get rid of his capture point. Kill him. His capture point's already gone. I need to hit someone else. Thankfully, Black Prince just rolled in. Get a little bit of a decap on him, but the SU-101's the guy who's got all the capture points. Decap him. Gonna fire a blind shot. And again, it's kind of just me trying to stop them from capping. And at this point, I know I can't really do much by running in there. And I'm pretty confident I might not be able to win this. But I'm not going to give up. All I'm interested in is getting more damage. My spidey sense was tingling. I had a feeling someone was sneaking up behind me there. Gonna try another blind shot. You see, I keep looking behind me. I've got no intention of jumping out there and dying needlessly. I'm gonna try and pull a snipe, the Black Prince, but he's hull down. Thankfully, 238 is pretty disgusting on a tier 6. If you see, there is someone in the middle of the map now. He was coming for me, but he's not going to get to me because the two guys are going to cap. So of my 3 daily battles I played that day, all in the IKV, 2 of them were in tier 8 games. 2 of them, those tier 8 games, were defeats, but both of them were ace tankers. Again, this thing just feels quite punchy, even in the higher tier game. Like, I feel useful. 2500 damage again, 1 kill, another ace tank. Not the craziest damage, but just bottom tier, decent results. So, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.